This
wanted to
conference will now be recorded.
can I know
I'm
a little
majoring
bit
in data
about
science,
uh,
so like core Python, I think.
uh-huh, good. Okay. And do you have any SQL background, database background?
No.
No. Okay, good. So this is going to be your agenda. First, Python programming fundamentals, environment setup, installation, and the language fundamentals. Like before we start with the core Python programming, like for every language, we need to understand like what are the language fundamentals, like data types, variables, constants, control structures, looping statements, and also like string manipulations, like how we process the character information into Python applications. Then in Python, once you are done with the core programming with the all these control structure, you need to start with the object oriented programming system. So how do you create a class object? How do you reuse the classes and the objects? And then how do you hide the implementations and make that implementation classes using abstraction? And the polymorphism, same function, how do you reuse and simplify your logic of your classes by writing overriding your classes, and that all comes under in object oriented programming concepts. And then is mainly data structures and algorithms. You need to cover with the first different types of data structures possible with the Python. So first you will be learning arrays fundamentals in the programming fundamentals. Once arrays are, there is some limitations called it is static in nature, and arrays can store only homogeneous elements. But in real time, when we are working with data, we need to store collection of heterogeneous objects as well. In that scenario, we need data structures. So Python supports various types of data structures like list, tuples, dictionaries, and sets, using which we can store the various types of business data as per our requirements. Like sometimes you need to store duplicate set of data. Sometimes it should have only unique set of data. Sometimes it should be key value pairs. Sometimes the list of objects should not be modified, which is called as immutable data structures, and then mutable data structures. Based on that, they are all classified. Okay, different types of data structures. What are the different characteristics of each and every data structure? First, you will be learning, and then algorithms, like how to perform searching and sorting operations on those data structures. What are the different techniques we have to perform search and sort? Okay, so those things you will be learning with the DSA. And then like we have functional programming with Python called as, where let's say for reusability, how do you write a function and how do you call the same function for different set of inputs, and how do you get the different set of output and return types. So how do you write a basic functions? There is some functions called as lambda functions, which is simplifying your Python functions. Okay, inline functions you can say. You need not give the function name. Here in a basic functions, you have to give the function name, call with the function name. But here lambda functions are simple and that enables functional programming, where you can write more compact and readable functions. And there are many operations called as mapping operation, filter operation, reduce operation, flat map. Such operations can simplify your logics by writing inline functions. Okay, that part you will be learning after these data structures. And when you write a function, like how do you create the definition of a function? What are the attributes or the parameter that we pass to a function? How it returns? Okay, and what are the lambda functions? and what different types of scope for the attribute. Sometimes we pass the parameters inside a function, sometimes we declare inside the function, sometimes before the function. So what are the different scopes, how do we use it? Okay. And then packages and modules. It means when you are creating programs related to uh, some context you are creating. Let's say you are going to work with some project, that project related banking management system in which you create customer data, account data, okay, transaction data, and then history, different set of values, attributes you are going to use. In that case, you will maintain an organized way of your classes and your modules. So in that case, you will be creating packages. You make a package, in this inside the package you create the modules, and that can be exported, imported, can be reused anywhere else. Next is called file handling. This is very much important, especially those are going into data science, right? So most of the data into your applications, okay, you will not give at runtime because you are processing some historical data. So already data is present in some source, like it can be a database, it can be a file, CSV file, Excel sheet, or JSON format, XML format, HTML format. Now you need to process that existing data. You must able to read it, write it, process it, okay, and you must able to transform the data. For that purpose, we have this file handling module. So in this, there is a FS module in Python using which you can open a file, you can read content from the file line by line or character by character or byte by byte, and you can process it. That module comes under file handling. And while writing this kind of core Python applications, most of the time, okay, you will be facing some runtime situations using which the program is getting terminated. So we need to overcome such situation. We need to handle that situations. That comes under exception handling mechanism. Various types of exception, type format exception, number format exception, okay, definition type of an exception, any kind of exception, we must able to overcome that. We must able to display the reason for the exception, and we must able to avoid abnormal terminations, so that you will continue your program till end of your last statement of the program. Otherwise, if you don't handle, program get terminated, okay, you cannot continue your execution. That was a major issue with the exceptions that needs to be handled. So that comes under exception handling techniques. And next is called as soon as you write any basic functionality with the Python, you're writing a function, right? After this function is written, it needs to be tested, okay. See, the whole project is tested by QA team, testing team. But when you write a piece of logic, when you write a module, when you write a class, when you write a function, immediately it should be tested by developer itself. That comes under unit testing. The other type of a testing, like integration testing, functional testing, user acceptance testing, white box, black box testing, load testing, stress testing, all that is taken care by the QA team. But unit testing has to be done by the developer, for which you have PyTest. Okay, there are some libraries you are going to use, using which you are going to perform this unit testing and as well as debugging process. For debugging, we have Python debug plugin, using which we can monitor the flow of the program execution. Suppose if we are not getting the expected output, what is the reason for that, how the line by line execution is happening internally. If you want to monitor those steps, we need to use debugging process. This you will be learning. And then generally for code sharing and source code management, if you are working with a team of people, you need to share your updated code, updated programs with the team members to collaborate continuously. You need to learn with the Git. Okay. This is up to core Python features. Okay. This is our agenda. And coming to, we have some frameworks, web frameworks. Maybe for you it is not required. Those who are going for full stack development, those who want a pure developer position for, okay, Python full stack, they have to learn some web frameworks called like Django, Python, and as well as Flask. And there is a fast API to create a microservices and web services application using Python. And we have other module called as database connectivity. So generally, if your Python application has to read and write into a database, so you need a database operations as well. This is one module we can add into our core Python. Okay, so this is going to be your agenda. And do you have the Python environment setup Anu with you? You want me to start from starting with setting up environment, etc. Yes, Anu, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah, Anu.
Yeah,
Do you
I
have
just rejoined.
Python? Yeah. Do you have Python installation with you?
No.
No. Okay. So in that
Should I
case,
download something?
yeah, yeah. I will show you.
Uh,
So
okay.
Python installation steps, right? So if you wanted to install the Python, first of all, you
Yeah.
need to download a Python. Your operating system, is it Windows or is it Mac?
Mac.
Okay. So you need to install this Python download. Okay. With the uh, based on your operating system, you just go to this URL.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to share you in the chat.
Okay.
So in this, now you just need to choose your Unix or Mac, whatever operating
Yeah.
system you're looking at, and then you need to download the Python installer. This is the basic Python development kit used to start Python programming. Okay, first you
Mm.
need to download that. Once you download that installer, it looks like this. In my machine, it is already installed, so I don't need to install. So this is
Okay.
now if you can look into it, looks like this Python installer.
Yeah.
So once this is installed, right, you just need to double click on that. You follow the steps. It will ask you one checkbox like, do you want to set the uh, like home path of the Python? All that you can enable. Do you want to install pip? Some steps you will get everything you enable and just you go for default next steps.
Okay.
Once this is done, okay, your Python get installed. If your Python is installed, you just need to check with the okay environment variables. Path also it automatically sets. You don't need to do any set for that. Just you have to go for environment variables.
Wait, where do I do that?
Yeah, I think maybe in Mac it is not required. If you go here, environment variables, if you look into the path, edit, you should get that Python installation path.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is the
Um.
Python installation path.
Is it Python launcher? And
Yes.
hmm,
Or else if you are doing now right now installation, you can share your screen.
yeah. Uh, okay. 1 second. How do I share my screen?
Yeah. I made you presenter, you can share.
Okay. Okay. So I got to here.
Yeah. You downloaded, right?
Yeah. So is it idle? This is where's
Yeah,
Python?
idle also fine. Idle also you can execute.
Okay.
Now you just go to the command prompt and give here in idle you type. I'll be showing you just type and check whether it is working or not. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You got idle by default.
I I think I already had this downloaded.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Now in the idle is
Yeah.
just like your command prompt. Okay. When I go
Okay.
here, you just type Python hyphen version. This is just to check whether Python is installed or not. Okay. Now you
Okay.
got Python, right? Idle. Python
Let me
idle is
type.
nothing but it is like this editor, interactive editor. So in the idle, just you need to type first statement print. Okay. Welcome to Python. That's it. So just you press enter. It should be an interactive terminal where you will be able to run your Python code. Are
Okay.
you able to see that? You can see. And
So
on the
Python dash dash version.
uh, hyphen version, this
Yeah.
is at the command prompt you have to give. But once
Oh, I
idle
got
is
an
open,
error
yeah,
when I typed that.
yeah. Inside the idle, you just print welcome to Python.
I got an error when I typed in Python hyphen version.
Yeah. That you should not give in the idle. You have to give inside
Oh,
command prompt.
right. Oh, where's the command prompt?
Yeah. Command prompt, I think you have to give CMD. Yours is Mac, right? Mine is
Yeah.
Windows. Yeah.
So command.
Yeah, command you have to give.
Wait,
And
how do I?
then
I can't get to the command prompt though.
I think you have to go to command in Mac.
Where?
You have to type at the console command. Or else you will have, I think, in the terminal, you have a terminal command, command plus space.
Uh, that's just search.
Yeah.
Here, I'll
Can you
share
go
my
to the
screen.
terminal? You got the terminal?
Oh, let me see. Oh yeah, I did.
You got it, right? There
Yeah,
you can put that Python space hyphen version.
it says command not found.
command not found, you are saying.
Yeah.
Python 3, you give Python 3 hyphen hyphen version. You need to give the space. I put the command in the chart, you can see.
Yeah.
Can you try this?
Okay. Okay, yeah, I have that one. 3.13.1.
Yeah. So yours is the Python 3. Every time you have to give this command. Okay.
Okay.
Now in
Yeah.
idle, are you able to give this command?
Which
Print
one?
welcome to Python. The second one which I gave. And you will have run command on the top. You
Oh,
can check.
print. Okay, yeah, I got it. Print welcome to Python.
Are you able to see?
Yeah, I printed it.
You are
Well,
getting the output.
yeah, I'm getting output.
Good. So this is how you will be able to do this. Suppose this is an interactive editor, okay? Either if it is Windows, you can do it the command prompt. In the Windows, if it is at the command prompt, if you enter into this interactive editor, you just need to
Yeah.
type Python, okay? You just
Wait,
need to
where do I
type only
type?
Python. This is in Windows, you don't need to do that. You just
Okay, okay,
whatever you're doing in idle, both are same. Okay,
okay.
just I'm giving you
Yeah,
both the versions. If you give Python, you get this and you'll be able to get an interactive screen. Now here, the same thing you're doing with idle. In print welcome, if you say it's an interactive editor, just line by line, it will execute and it will display the output. Okay.
yeah,
Now, what if you wanted to create a group of statements and you wanted to run it? That is called scripting. Scripting means you just need to create a new file. Okay, file, new file. And here you wanted to give print welcome and then print. Okay,
print.
Python script.
What do I print?
Yeah,
Just welcome.
yeah, welcome. Anything you can write. And then now you need to save. Okay, save
Save.
as. Save as.
Uh,
You
where's
can,
save?
yeah, you can say inside this Python, whatever the
Oh
location you
yeah,
are.
okay.
You just need to give extension as py, 1.py. Okay. Now it will
One
say,
dot py.
yeah, on the top you will be seeing the file name is one. See, one in place of one, you can give anything. And
Are
then
you
you're
sharing
saving
screen?
the file. Yeah. Now if you wanted to run
Okay.
this,
Can
you
you
just,
share your screen?
I'm sharing your screen, right? My screen you're not able to see.
No.
Okay. Let me reshare it. Right. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see now.
No. Now, if you can see my
Yeah.
editor, okay. Now I
Yep.
wanted to run this script. The difference
Okay.
between ideal interactive editor means you can at a time compile only one line. Suppose you have a
Oh,
set of statements, you have group of statements, you have to run all together. Then it is called scripting. Scripting means creating one file, saving with extension .py, and then the whole script you can run it. Now this is called as a module. In Python, every program is called as a module. You can say run module. If you say run module, you will be able to run it at a time.
Okay. And then
Got it?
how'd you save it?
Sorry?
How did you save?
To save, go to file and save as.
Oh, save as. Okay. And then
Save as, choose the location and save with,
okay.
let's say, app1.py. Now I am
Okay.
saving with app1.py. So now again, if you wanted to run it, okay, what you can do is file, open module, select the file name which you wanted to open.
And then run module.
Yes, run module.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Got
Welcome
it.
and then welcome.
Yeah,
Yep.
but this is the basic editor that we use. This will not work out for uh, like complex programs that we are going to.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the
Okay.
reason. There is a tool called as Visual Studio Code. You need to work with this Visual Studio Code. Do you have it?
Visual Studio Code.
Studio Code.
Um, Let me see. I don't.
Yeah,
But
this
I
one.
have Visual Studio.
Yeah, Visual Studio Code is okay.
Let me download that.
Yeah, I'll share you the link. Go to this and where you can download Visual Studio Code, and there is a tutorial for this and you have a download link.
Okay. Is this where we do most of the coding?
Yes.
Okay.
So now that is the Visual Studio Code looks like this. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Here what you have to do is you just first need to open the folder. Okay.
Let me
Folder in
download it
your,
real quick.
yeah. Let's
Did
say
you
in,
send the link
you
for
want
it?
me to share the link?
Yeah. To download.
Sure. So this is a link. You can take open source one. I shared the link in the chat.
Okay. Is it Visual Studio Code or just Visual Studio?
Visual Studio Code.
Okay. Okay, I downloaded.
You downloaded, right? Once you're
Yeah.
downloaded, you get this kind of environment. First time when you get it, you just
Yeah.
enable it and just you close anything is open. It should be empty.
Okay.
Now you need to open a folder. File, open folder. Within your system, any location where you wanted to do your programming, you select that folder. Okay? Where
Okay.
you wanted to create your applications. And within
Wait.
which you
How
wanted to
did you do that
create.
again?
I'm sorry?
How did you do that again?
Yeah, yeah. Just you say file,
File. Yeah.
open folder,
Okay.
and choose some folder in your system where you wanted to place your all programs that you are going to create.
So I just put app1.py.
Yeah, you can give Python or some folder which is existing, you can take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. then it will point to that particular folder. In my system, it is Python. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I just wanted to create a new file here. So I click on this. Are you able to see my screen? New file.
Uh, yeah.
Okay. When you click on new file, you get a file name. And here I'm going to create a new file called app1, app already there. So I'm creating application1.py. We need to give the extension as well. Okay. Click on this new and select the file name .py. When you give, a new file get created. Okay. This is also a script file. When you create a file like this, it is more flexible. What is the advantage of this Visual Studio Code is it's a integrated development environment tool where it provides various commands, plugins, support for editing your code, debugging your code, executing your code. Okay. Whereas in idle, this is not that flexible. It is a basic editor. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason very first program we do it here, but further we don't use it. This is the more flexible one. Because here when we create the projects, it integrates all types of modules. Like you can connect with React application, Angular application, database application. It supports various types of scripts and lot of community support, lot of library support. Whatever tool you need, library you need, plugin you need, you can directly pull into this IDE tool. Okay, that's an
Yeah.
advantage.
Wait,
So
so
here,
how did you make a new application one py?
yeah, in your folder you click on
Yeah.
this new file
Okay. And then application one.
.py.
Yeah.
Give any name, but .py is
Okay,
mandatory.
yeah. I
Now
create that.
again here you make the same. Okay,
Yeah.
now after you create this, it's already, you can just press Ctrl S, it is saved. On the right top corner you will have run Python file. This is the button.
Yeah.
Okay, you just click on that.
Okay.
You will be able to run it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so this is how you will be able to start your files, or else either you can click on this, or else in the command prompt. How do you come to this command prompt is nothing but, suppose if you run it, you get the prompt automatically. If
Yeah.
not, suppose if this command prompt is not there, let's say. Okay, now you have to open this terminal, right? View terminal. Now that time also you'll get the terminal here. Okay,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
make sure that you are in the same folder. Means you should be in the same location where you placed this file, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The command to run this file is python space application1.py. Okay, so here in Python, in my system, it is showing some other file.
Uh,
It is showing some 30. Either you can run with Python space or Py space also is fine. It should work. Anyone.
mm,
In your system, I think Python 3
yeah.
also should work. Okay. In my system, it is not saying because I have not updated my version. Okay.
Yeah.
Next is you try with Py 3 also. Okay.
Yeah.
Try all
Oh
these.
yeah, I tried Python 3 works.
It works, right? Good. If it is working fine, now we can continue with the remaining topics.
Py
Okay.
3 doesn't work.
Py 3 doesn't work, right? So then
Yeah.
Python 3 you can try.
Okay.
Got it? So
Yeah.
going forward, we are going to do all the programs within this Visual Studio Code itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what is our files that we are going to work with. and I will be sharing some materials daily basis, like you guys can practice on that part. So for example, why do we prefer Python and what are the benefits of Python? Okay, all that we will be discussing. Python has very minimal code. It is mainly for functional programming, and mainly it supports like data analytics part, data science related applications, machine learning, where you are going to process a huge amount of data, and it supports object orientation, it supports functional programming, and it mainly supports for, okay, like processing with a huge amount of data, like to process big data applications we use Python, because Python has a very good community support, very good library support. Whereas if you compare with other web programming languages like .NET or Java and all, they are suitable for mainly business applications, enterprise applications, and web application development. Whereas Python is for scientific applications and as well as data science related, machine learning related, AI related application development. Python has a very good community support and library support. If you compare the simple hello world program with the Java syntax, okay, with the C syntax and just Python syntax, you can see. Just now we are practicing, right? In Java, you can't write directly SOP system.out.println. Maybe latest versions of Java 17 and all supports, but earlier you need to write this class, public static void
Yeah.
main, begin, end, and all that stuff. But now here in Python, it's a scripting, right? It
Yeah.
reduces lot of code. It is very compact for execution. That is the main advantage. So with the Python, so Python also supports, okay, all types of object orientation features, scientific features, okay, and mathematical applications. It supports big data application, it supports data analytics part, okay, to process the big data applications we use. And this is suitable for developing desktop applications, standalone applications, web applications, database applications, network programming related applications, and as well as it supports mainly processing data structures and algorithms, data analysis part. That is what your requirement, right? And next, it is suitable for machine learning applications and also to develop internet of things and as well as artificial intelligence based applications, gaming applications, where it uses multiple threads and uh, multi-processing system. So Python is preferable. The main advantage is it is simple, easy to use, English like statements, high level support. Python also, if you look into the architecture of Python, right, it supports, okay, platform independency. Means once if you are going to work with this Python, right, so here there is Python virtual machine software, so which gives you support for executing your applications independently. Means here if you can see the internal architecture of the Python, first you will edit your code. For example, it may be idle or it may be Visual Studio Code, you write the code, this is your Python file. So this Python file first get compiled. There's a Python compiler as part of your Python software, there's a compiler, it will compile the code. But that the compiled code will be get converted into pyc .pyc, that is called bytecode. Bytecode is nothing but which can be executed in any machine. Suppose once you compile your Python file in your system, you got the Python bytecode, you give it to any other machine, it can be executed. Let's say you compile your code in Mac, you want to run it in Windows. Yes, it is possible. Suppose you compiled in Mac and you wanted to run it in Linux or some other operating system. Yes, it supports. That is how Python is making your application as platform independent. And there is a virtual machine called as PVM, Python virtual machine. What this Python virtual machine does is it look into your bytecode, byte by byte, line by line code verification is done, and then it run the program, it give the result. Okay, that is the internal architecture of Python software that we do for compilation and execution. Okay, this is the steps
Okay.
are explained. What is Python virtual machine and what is the internal architecture of Python development kit? What is PVM? How it converts your bytecode? That is explained here. And Python is mainly it is interpreted. Interpretation means it will run your code line by line. It's not like whole code at a time compiled, whereas in C++ it get compiled whole program, but here it is interpretation. And it is dynamically typed. It means like you don't need to give the value for a variable as soon as you declare. Okay, so generally
Oh,
if you declare, in other languages it throw an error, but in Python
yeah.
even if you don't declare, yes, you can use it directly. That is an advantage. So if you declare and use it, that is called statically typed. If you don't declare and use it, it is called dynamically typed. As you type, it get declared internally. Okay, auto inference happens. It supports object orientation. It supports the functions which are called as first class objects. Means a function can take a return type as a function, a function can take an argument as another function. So it can be flexible to create the functions in Python. And it is more faster performance wise. It supports object orientation, big data application, data science related applications. Okay, that is a main advantage. You can just go through that. And further we have called other concepts called as packages, namespaces. That all we will discuss in our upcoming sessions. Okay,
Okay.
and we have Python basic application, one or two programs we will do. So in Python, we have a different flavors like, okay, Ruby Python, Anaconda Python, SciPython, like that. Everywhere the Python core Python features are same. Current version that we are using is 3.13, right? And here we have first identifiers like logical operators that is supported, functional flow of control of your program means like logical statements like if, for, while, switch, data types. That will be the fundamentals of the Python. And then here, while declaring a variable in a Python, right, how do you declare, what rule you have to follow, that is explained here. Okay, for example, this
Yeah.
is simple welcome. Let's say now here you wanted to declare some number. Okay, and just you wanted to say print. So now you have written set of statements in which you are performing something. Again you wanted to run it, right? Some plus c it is not accepting.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how you get the output. Okay, here we are not declaring anything, right? If it is other programming
Yeah.
languages, you need to give like int a equal to 10 like that. Here it is not required. So
Mm.
it's called dynamically typed. Next is in Python, if you wanted to add any comment, right? Single line comment is hash. Okay, simply you wanted to just uh, add some declaration for your program, addition of two numbers you wanted to give, then you can give. Now let's say you wanted to give multi-line comment, right? Triple double quotes, start anywhere and end anywhere, you can write any comment, multi-line comment. Okay, you
Wait,
can
how'd
just,
you make the comment?
yeah, this is a
Oh,
comment, triple double,
three. Okay.
or else one more thing is triple single quote also fine. At the
Yeah.
beginning also triple quote and at the end also triple quote. Okay. This is a multi-line comment. If it is a single line, hash. Okay.
Wait, how do you do single line? Oh, hashtag. Okay, okay.
Hash.
Got it.
It's a single line.
Yeah. Yep. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a simple program. Let me. This is a called as a simple Java Python module. Module means a sequence of statements you are creating and running with the extension called Py. Suppose I wanted to create one more application here, application 2.5. Okay, it's a new
Yeah.
module I created. Are you getting both the single line and multi-line comment perfectly?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the second thing is here I just wanted to write something and I want to call it again and again. That is called
Yeah.
function definition. Def, the function name is sum. Okay. What exactly I am doing in this sum? I just wanted to say return 10 plus 20. Okay, that's it. This is my function. Okay.
Mm.
Definition is a keyword. Def, you have to give name of the function, parenthesis, then colon is mandatory. And then within the block, you are writing the return 10 plus 20. Okay. One more
Okay.
function I am writing. Okay. What is the function name? Get message. Okay. Here, what you are trying to give a message, you don't want it to return. It's not that every function should have a return type. Okay. What are we
Yeah.
doing here is just we are saying that print. Okay, there's a message you are printing. Okay, this is called simple functions you created. And whenever you create this, you need to maintain the indentation. For example, there is one
Yeah.
line before, it won't accept. Okay, after you
Mm.
come here, it will give an error. So whatever indentation it is giving you default, you need to maintain. This
Okay.
is function, right? You saved it and you're going to run this. There's no output because function you created, but you're not calling them.
Yeah.
Once a function is created, needs to be called. How do we call the function? Right? You just need to specify like this. When you say
How do
sum,
I clear the terminal? Like,
terminal,
can you clear it? Yeah.
view terminal.
But can you clear it? Like all the text inside of it?
Yeah, this is like if just it is showing the previous history here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just if you want to clear, you just type CLS, CLS,
Oh, okay.
or clear. Maybe in Mac you have to give clear. Okay. Now I wanted to call the function. I am calling it sum, but still when I run it, I am not able to get the output. Why? Because it is returning the value, but you are not printing. So what you have to do? So print. We should say sum like this. Now, if you are calling it, you are able to get the output. Okay.
How did
Once,
you? Oh, oh, print some. Okay.
yeah. Okay. Similarly, get message you have to call. But get message is printing here, right? You don't need to print it. Just you call it and leave. Message. You're calling the function. That's it. So now both the functions are called. First function is called this and good morning is called.
Why
But
aren't
let's
we
say,
doing that for get message?
yeah, because here itself we are printing, right? We are not returning. We are
Oh,
printing.
so it's already printing
So,
there. Okay.
yeah. Sometimes when we write a function with return type, function without return type. This function without return. It's
Yeah.
not returning, it's just printing. Here, this function is an example for with return type. Okay. And a function can return a number, function can return a string, function can return a double, function can return a boolean, anything it can return. Sometimes true or false you will return. Sometimes you will return
Yeah.
integer, sometimes you return a character. That depends. Okay. So this is a basic example. Let's say what is the advantage of writing this function means a function once created, you can call it again and again, right? It means I just wanted to call before my sum also, I just wanted to call my get message. Call it again. Suppose I wanted to call again. So this is called reusability. You can call the function and again and again. Okay.
Mm.
How many times you wanted to just call it? Yes, you will be able to call that.
So will it print that many times? Yeah.
Yeah, because we are calling three times. It is printing three times.
Okay.
Okay. So mostly as a beginner, when we start our coding, right? We just write either like this module. Module means what? Just a sequence of statements. You save it with .py extension. And this thing, if we wanted to call it somewhere else, right, we will not be able to call. Suppose if we write a function, this function here we are calling, even if you want to call it from other program also, you can call it. That is possible. So for that purpose, we write the functions. Functions are mainly for reusability. Once write a function, call it again and again. That is an advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
do you
that makes
have any
sense.
queries so far?
No.
Okay. Okay then, and if we will continue in the next session. Okay.
Yep. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. That's okay.
All right.
See you
Goodbye.
tomorrow. Bye.
See you tomorrow.